Jey Uso says he's on the end of his career. WWE are trying to re-sign a top talent. And CM Punk disagrees with WrestleMania's main event. Stay tuned for all the deets. So we've had a massive amount of press assembled over WrestleMania weekend so far. We're getting a lot of interviews with talent sort of hitting the web left, right, and center. We're finding out all sorts of stuff. But speaking to the Ring of Wrestling show ahead of his world title match at WrestleMania, Jey Uso has revealed that he feels he's at the end of his wrestling career and only has a couple of years left, saying, "I'm on the end of my career. I feel like I still have a couple of years left. I still feel strong, but this is the first time I kind of felt the years are catching up on me. I think I'm getting older. I'll be 40 in August. I love wrestling. Wrestling's everything. I'm just getting to the point where I want to venture out a little bit more."
Yeet. And that's how he ended the interview. I'm not surprised because, he has been around for a very, very long time. You just don't feel like he's been around for a long time.
No, but like back before 2010, right?
Yeah, so they have... Jey has been involved in wrestling. I think
Playing
his debut...
hard in the paint.
I think his debut was in 2010 alongside his brother, obviously, and Tamina. They came in together as a group. He's got some longevity in WWE, and the fact that, as he says, he'll be turning 40 in August. It only feels like now we're getting that... past 4 years, we've been getting this main event rise of Jey Uso. And you can love him, you can hate him. Obviously, he's quite a polarizing figure right now in wrestling.
He's weirdly divisive after being somebody that everybody was in firm agreement on for the longest time.
For sure. And I think I'm on the side of I enjoy him more than most. And I think
he might be a little bit, but it's not for me, right? I like the stories, and I like what I like about Jey Uso.
It's just interesting that now he is at the precipice of what he is giving, and he's at the height of his popularity, opening up and sharing, hey, I am at the end of my career. I've not got much left to go.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting that he's now in that world title match. It does make me even more certain he's going to win the match at WrestleMania tonight.
Right.
Purely because, he's not got that long left. Capitalize on it.
And
now.
it has felt like he's been a bit of an afterthought in the general build-up to Mania, even though...
A little bit, despite winning the Rumble. Yeah, despite winning it.
I think having that moment will be massive for him. I think he needs to get himself to Vogue or wherever it was that Roman Reigns was doing his
Vanity Fair. Get those shots.
Just sit around a pool looking kind of moody and say I'm going to go to Hollywood.
That's what he's got to go and do next. I think he's still probably got a lot left in the tank. A lot of times you hear this though with wrestlers where they go, hey, look, I'm winding down. I've not got that long left. And then they sign a very lucrative contract. And I think WWE will hand them one.
And the days of sort of getting to 40, obviously personally, people can just, if they want to bow out, they bow out. It's
for sure.
Entirely their prerogative. But what I was going to say is sort of, the days of 40 being old for a wrestler.
For wrestling,
are long gone, right?
Oh, 100%.
We're starting to move toward a model where, I guess it's more reminiscent of Japan, where people are just wrestling well into their 50s.
For sure.
But it depends if Jey wants to do that. I'm sure he'll be a success at whatever he tries his hand at. And again, never say never because it's wrestling. An extended time away from the ring doesn't mean we're never going to see him again, right?
For sure. And also it's very interesting. Everyone has a different definition of what a couple of years is in wrestling.
Yeah.
A couple could be 6 for him. It could be until the end of his contract. We don't know. But just the key wording there, I'm at the end of my career. We are going to be winding down things with Jey Uso.
Yeah. Well, on the point of the kind of divisiveness of Jey Uso here, I guess this sort of falls under that. He spoke to Shaq Wrestling as well. And he responded to the phrase internet wrestling and the contrast between his online reception and the crowd response. So I think this is sort of about the IWC, the internet wrestling community.
IWC for sure.
So he says like what? I don't know what that is. Is that a person? What you'll look like? I'm out here shaking arenas, Oos, and they matter more. And you want to be out there because when the whole arena is going to be doing this and you want to get some in too, come to one of these shows one time, Oos, and it might change your opinion. At least you'll have fun.
Now, I feel like, again, I'm more on the side of I quite like Jey Uso and what he can bring. Yes, and I will agree with Triple H here. Maybe he's not the best in-ring professional wrestler of all time, but having been at one of the shows...
It's never stopped a great deal of legends before, right?
And having been at one of the shows, he does have a charisma about him that, you are drawn to. I feel that is undeniable.
It's like the X factor, right? He's got that.
He's got that. And in the past, Jey Uso can go. We've known Jey Uso for so long, as we've said. we know he can wrestle. We know he can go. I feel like he's just holding back a little bit just now. And it's very interesting how this reception online is maybe impacting him, because it doesn't look like it really is until this build to WrestleMania, where they're playing into the fact that, is he actually that good? Has he got that confidence in it?
Well, there was a lot of sort of fallout after last year as well with it's just sort of like the brother versus brother stuff.
Yeah.
It didn't quite work out.
It wasn't
the
great.
way they wanted it to work out. And that's when I really remember conversations starting to shift.
It was WrestleMania.
But then he's right. You go to a show, you have fun, right?
You do have fun.
You're not going to stand there being all like, I don't agree with this, as the entire arena's doing that.
And personally, on the WrestleMania factor, I just want to see him win so that we can get him having a few more libations on the pre-show, on the post-show presser, because that was incredible.
They've got seats.
Feel me?
They've got seats on the stage, right? It's like Eurovision. I'm hoping after every match. I'm hoping after every match, the wrestlers have just got to sit there.
They do,
They've
all got to vote.
Table and,
they put a star rating up. That's what they'll do, a wee star rating.
Well, keeping it with WWE here, we've got some news about a potential re-signing WWE are trying to secure.
We do indeed. CM Punk this week speaking to the Masked Man show that WWE is trying to get him to sign a new 5-year contract. He said that he knows he can't go forever, but he recently feels like he's starting to understand the business. He's only been in it for 20 plus years, but he's only now.
It's a complex Rubik's Cube.
It is a complex Rubik's Cube. That's kind of what The Rock was trying to portray in that photo with the New Japan. He continued by saying that he knows there is a life in wrestling beyond taking bumps and being in the ring, but that WWE is trying to get him to sign a new 5-year deal. But he has been telling them, guys, I don't know. Which, again, with the Jey Uso thing where people are winding down the careers, CM Punk isn't a young whippersnapper. He's 46 years old. Those bumps are going to hurt way more than they did even 5-10 years ago prior to his like self-imposed retirement from wrestling. I just think Punk will sign a new contract. I think he'll be in WWE long term, maybe not wrestling. We know he likes helping the young talent. Maybe that's where we see him.
There's a bevy of contracts that we see through WWE. You have people moving on to more part-time, like traditional part-time, where they just disappear for months at a time. Mm-hmm. You have people working part-time where they kind of come in for small runs more frequently than that. I think, like, when you look at the contractual side of it, WWE are just sort of, that's what they do now. It's their policy. They want to try and get as many people signed to long-term deals as possible. They'd be foolish to sort of let any contract on Punk lapse.
For sure.
So they've got to find terms here.
And I think a 5-year deal is, obviously it's quite a long deal. So that would take, if he signs it at
2030.
If he signs now, it's 2030 that would be looking at CM Punk still wrestling in WWE. We don't know if that would overwrite the current deal that he has, be an extension or whatever, or just go on to the end of the, I think it was 3 years deal that he signed when he returned to the company. Whether that would add on to that, we don't know. But he is unsure about his future as well.
They might be throwing out free tour buses, though, so he can get something cool out of it.
He might be.
But keeping it with Punk here as well, also on the Masked Man show, he was asked about main eventing Mania for the first time this weekend. And he revealed that if it was up to him, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Io Sky would be the main event of the show, saying, if it were up to me, believe it or not, Rhea, Bianca, and Io would be the main event. I'm not saying which night. I can tell you that if I was in Triple H's spot, I would gravitate toward that. My reasoning for that is, when is Io ever going to get another chance? Wow.
Yeah, I felt that was a bit of a backhanded comment there, Phil.
Bianca's done it already. It'd be great if she got to do it again. Rhea hasn't done it. You look at people that say WrestleMania main event, Rhea Ripley is top of the list. I almost look at it more that's the mindset I have. It's a detriment as a booker because I might not be putting business in front of my feelings. I'm putting my feelings in front of business. I think all three of those ladies are supremely talented. I know they're going to steal the show.
It did also go on to say, I also think it's kind of indicative of our locker room and the embarrassment of riches we have talent-wise, that so many different people could be the main event. Bianca, Jey, Cody, obviously. Nobody is going to tell me that John Cena shouldn't be main eventing WrestleMania in his last Mania. Stay vigilant, everybody. Bust your ass, and if it's meant to be, it'll come to pass. And I'm obviously living, breathing proof of that.
So leave for 10 years, come back, go through whatever they're going to put you through, get injured a bit, then come back, and then you'll be in the main event.
You'll get that main event spot. What I find very fascinating here is that Punk, obviously, his whole storyline at the moment is getting that WrestleMania main event and how much it means to him.
It's been a long-term storyline for his character. It's like a defining like part of his character.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
But which is why I find it fascinating, because like he is openly admitting, I guess, out of character, out of the on-screen persona, being like, hey, there is other matches that should be the main event. These people deserve it more than not more than me, but like more than they should be the top act. They should be the thing. And like the previous story, we're talking about contracts and life beyond wrestling and the bumps. He's got a Booker mindset here, and he's openly admitting that there. He's going, hey, I'm putting my Booker hat on, and this is how I would have done it. And I wonder if that is him trying to position himself more in the light of the fans as well, to be like, hey, if I eventually go that route, this is what I would have given you.
Send him to NXT, have him just butt heads with Sean for a bit.
They love each other. Yeah. They're best mates. They'd have a great time.
Until Sean goes, we got to put business first. And he goes, no, buddy.
So it's best for
feelings first.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is it for your second dose of lovely bumper weekend wrestling news. We may be back with more later, as it is WrestleMania Day.
It is indeed.
So the stuff just coming out constantly. So we will probably be back later on with some more news. Keep it here on the channel. But we're going to have all the content coming out this weekend, don't we?
We do indeed. Night 1, live reactions tonight, 10 p.m. Adam and Andrew. It is a big one. WrestleMania Night 1. We'll have the same again. Night 2 tomorrow. Obviously, we'll have what happened at WTF on Patreon. We've got the WrestleMania doc that went up last week. We've got 9 pitches on the channel now. You've got predictions on the channel now.
Up.
The podcast is up. You have so much content. You could start watching the content right now and you'll be ready for WrestleMania.
Yeah, let's take it right through. Do it.
Do that.
Do it.
And have fun at WrestleMania tonight.